Hello, dear professor and classmates. My name is Diana Salinas, and I would like to talk about an important and interesting experience I had through using technological tools. In this way, on September 20, at Agroecológico Amazónico, it was applied an interesting intervention. It consisted of including technological tools in the class. Where is it? This school is located in Cartagena del Chaira, Caquetá, and it was applied or developed with students from 10th grade. They are teenagers between 15 and 16 years old. So the methodology of this intervention consisted of, firstly, I prepared a lesson plan. In this way, students were required to read a test in per usual and when coming to class. The first activity we did was, of course, saying hello. Then we listened and sang the song Jingle Bells because we are learning that during this period. And then students were playing ladders and snakes. And when playing, they were asking and answering between each other the question, for example, have you ever seen the sea? And then the other activity was a quizzes activity in which they had to answer it by groups, true or false, according to what they had understood of the test. And finally, they were required to create a video in which they had to talk about someone's life through a timeline and uploaded in YouTube. But why this important experience? It was focused on two important theories about including technological tools in class. The first one, Summer, that was developed by Ruben Puentadura, and the second one, TPAC, by the professor Punia Mishra and Matthew Kodra. But what about the experience? Firstly, I was so nervous because I didn't know what platforms, what tools to use to plan the activities in order to develop them. And when coming to class, I love when my students started to participate in class. I love seeing their faces because they were so anxious. They were waiting for the instruction of the teacher. Most of them have their cell phone on their hands and were waiting. They were so glad. Also, most of them told me that they never have played an online game like that. They have never had the opportunity to have that kind of activity. So what I had to say as a conclusion is that in that moment and through this experience, not only my students learn English and how to use some technological tools, but also I could learn that we as teachers have in our hands all we need. And that is technology. It is something that calls students' attention. It is something that it is useful for our class. Technology is not a damage for our class, but it is a tool we can use in order to improve our class, in order to encourage our students to learn English. Bye-bye. Thank you so much.